Hi, in this video we are going to discuss about insert end operation in a array implementation of the list. Already we have discussed about how you can check whether a list is full, empty, creating a list, destroying a list, and also about inserting a element at the beginning of the list, right? So let us have the algorithm first and then we will discuss about writing the code. So the first step is check whether the list is full. If the list is full, then you are going to obviously return false. If the list is not full, then you are going to place the element in the first available position and increment the number of elements in the list. This is what you are going to do. So let us map it to the analogy what we are discussing. So if suppose there are 5 chairs in the room, when a new person is coming in, you are going to ask him to sit as the last person in the row of chairs. Okay, so if there are already 3 persons, the new person will come and directly walk into this and sit here. So when you look at this, he need not wait at all. When we were talking about the insert beginning operation, we discussed that in array implementation you have to move the elements, right, from the end to the first position. You have to move all the elements one step rightwards. That's what we were doing. Now what is the point is, insert end is not like that. Directly the element can be placed in the first free position. So when you look at the complexity of this operation, big O of 1, how do we denote constant time? That is, this doesn't depend on the number of elements in the list. Let it be 5 elements or 500 elements or 5000 elements, it doesn't matter. Once the number of elements is less than the capacity, you can place the element in the constant time at the end of the list. So the complexity, when you do not vary, that is, your algorithm do not depend on the number of elements that is in the collection or in the algorithm itself, then we will tell that it will take constant time, which is represented by big O of 1, right? So let us start coding this and now we are going to code in C. Already we have returned the create list, print list, destroy list functions, and is empty is full is also ready, and we have returned the insert beginning function. Just recall, we have to pass it by address because whatever changes you make in the function should get reflected in the main also, right? So we have to pass it by address. That's what we are going to do in insert end also, and we have already discussed that there is no bool data type in C. So we have to say the return type as int only. Yeah, so if we will return 0 for telling that it's a failure and 1 for telling that it is a successful operation. Okay, so let us yeah, if the list is full, right, so let us call the isFull function and pass the list. Actually isFull function expect you to pass the list in L. Here in this function we have got a address, right? If this is true, right, if the list is full, then you are going to return 0, right, indicating failure. Otherwise what we are going to do, we are just going to place the new element is x, we are going to place it at the end, right? How will you know the end position is? It will be equal to number of elements. Just recall, we initialize the number of elements to 0, right, and after each insertion it is going to get incremented. Suppose if there are 5 elements, the value of number of elements also will be 5, and that is the position where the new element should be placed when we are going to write the insert end, right? Sorry, this should be insert end. Yeah. So now what we are going to do, we are going to place the new element x inside the list in the elements array, where we are going to place. To know that also we have to access through L only. L number of elements equal to x. After placing this, what should we do? We should increment the value of number of elements. So let us do it here itself. You can also do it in the next line, but this is a better way, isn't it? So you can just do it in this line itself. you can tell number of elements plus plus and tell return 1. Okay, so this is done, right? And I already made a main function. Let me comment these 2 lines temporarily. Now let us look at this. What is the thing is, first we are going to insert 3. Okay, so in the list first you are placing the element 3, and then what we do, we are going to call insert end of 2, right? So you are placing 2 at the end, and then you are calling insert beginning of 1. So it will look like this, and let us assume that the capacity is entered as 3, because you see here in this code first we read the capacity, and to that capacity only we create the list, right? If the capacity is 3, by this time when this line is reached, the list must be full. Okay, and after this we are trying to insert end, the 4th element. Actually you should get a failure message. This is what should happen. And suppose if you are next time we will run twice and check. First time we will give the capacity is 3, so your program should print insertion failed, and then it should also print the list 132. And next time what we will do is we will give the capacity is 4 and check. So when I say 4, by this time the list will not be full, and you can do insert end for this also. So obviously your list of elements should contain this, and your print list should print this, and you should not see a print message insertion failed, right? So let us go to the terminal and compile the code and run it. Let us give the size as 3. As expected, it is printing insertion failed. Okay, and you see the elements 1, 3, 2, that is what we are getting printed, right? And next time when we run, let us give the capacity is 4, so 4 elements can be placed. So you do not see a insertion failed message as in the previous run, and also you can see that the elements are 1, 3, 2, 4, right? Okay, so I will be as usual sharing the code in the GitHub. I will be providing the link in the description box. You can refer it and learn it, and do try it by yourself. Do not exactly copy it, you have to try it by yourself, but you can refer the code for your understanding. Thank you.